G'day, I'm Dan.
And I'm Kristy, and we call Canberra our home.
We work, we parent, contribute to our community, living the Australian suburban dream.
With 4 kids, a dog, 2 businesses, large extended family, friends scattered all over the globe, we struggle at times.
But we do it all by embracing the crazy. And this helps us laugh, smile, cry, and brings meaning to our lives.
So join us and share the journey of our modern Australian family madness and embrace the crazy. Today we're talking about the power of rest.
Oh, it's one of your favourite topics, isn't it?
I absolutely love rest. You know that. I can't get enough of it. We're gonna talk though about how we manage rest in our house and how it impacts our lives, because it's a huge thing, right? You know, when the kids, when we're out of sync because we haven't rested enough or we haven't had enough sleep, if we're tired, it causes challenges about how life is managed in our crazy house. Tantrums happen, tears happen, yelling happens, slamming of doors happens, walking away from situations happens. So when we notice these things, we prioritize our rest. We prioritize sleep. We prioritize quiet time. We prioritize no screens. We prioritize not stimulating children or people in our home. So, Dan, tell us what you do.
I think I should start with everyone knows when I'm tired because I am angry, and it's visible and very vocal. And everyone usually experiences that anger. So it's a very good sign for me and very aware of when that is occurring. And so the first thing I always talk about is power naps, and I've got better and better at these. I used to love the weekend nap. You know, remember when we used to have one child or no children?
Wow.
And we could have these great sleeps for lunch and you'd still get everything done for the day. Now you can't do that. Or we have to get smarter about how we do that. So I do these little power naps, which are 20 minutes. And they're real at speed. And I don't do them all the time, but I like to do them when I know I'm tired, like if I've gone for a long drive or something and I need to get home and do a few things and I think I just need to have a quick break. And so I really just jump into it and I just put myself on a timer. I conk out and I normally will wake up just before it, and it's 20 minutes.
It's pretty amazing, actually. When I can't find Dan, I'm like, oh, he's gone to the bedroom. And sometimes it's not even in the bedroom. Sometimes on the lounge room floor. Sometimes it's in the bed. But if I can't find him and I know we've had a busy time, and he just clicks his fingers and he's out. So the power nap is something that you utilize really well.
I've got to get in a good zone. And so the big thing that stops this is if you look at your phone. If you look at your phone just for a second, you might go, I want to check out something on TikTok or whatever you do, you're gone. You're not going to get that time. So I'm really careful. I just put the alarm on and then I'm out and I jump out and I really just kind of zone in as quickly as I can. And I know some people can't go to sleep quickly, but for me, if I'm really tired, I actually can feel it in my body and I just go, let's just put 20 minutes away and do it. I love it.
Whereas myself, I tend to just creep off at night if I'm really tired and just go to bed really early. So, and I would imagine Dan sometimes comes in from outside or, you know.
How many days a week do you reckon that would be? That's 7 days or 6?
That is untrue at all.
5.
No, it's not at all. So I have been really aware of my sleep lately because I've been getting up that little bit earlier. So I really want to be in bed by 9:30. But if I'm really tired, I can often go to bed before the kids are even
7:30, 7 o'clock or thereabouts.
It's ridiculous. So, you know, I think it's important to realize what works best for us and how we can manage that. So our youngest, our little girl, she's so good at it. I'm going to have a rest. Mum, can I have a rest? And she'll go, or sometimes we can't find her. She'll be in bed if she's tired. And I think that comes from being the fourth child and just having to fall asleep wherever she can. So she's really good at identifying that. So, but we know our triggers. We can tell when we're feeling tired, but for kids, it's really hard. And I've been known, particularly with our boys, really difficult. So when I can see that they're tired, they don't like to hear it, but I often will say to them, you're getting really upset. I can see that you're tired. And it's really important for us as parents to teach our kids how to identify those triggers of tiredness and anticipate, and and give them an explanation so that they can become aware of it, so they can become better at identifying how they need to rest when they're adults.
And the often result we get is, I'm not tired. I'm quite fine. I'm quite happy, actually.
In a very loud, raised voice with a slammed door afterwards.
I think that's one of the best tricks is, though, as soon as you say the word tired, you know you're in trouble.
Yes.
So you really got to get a bit smart about how you say it. And, I usually try and talk about, hey, tomorrow we've got a really big day. We've got this great, exciting thing on, or you want to be able to get up at the right time. So let's start getting ourselves organised. Just helps a little bit, I think, with this getting away from that trigger word, which straight away they're going to buck up. And not only that, they'll then say, I'll prove to you I'm not tired.
Oh, yes, and they'll stay awake for way too long. So, tomorrow night, Dan's taking the boys somewhere, and that'll be at 7 o'clock at night. And it's on a Friday, so that's a really late night for them. So tomorrow afternoon, we've got nothing planned. We're going to do nothing. We're going to have I'm going to get them to have some quiet time, some rest time. But they'll be really excited to know that rest time is actually going to provide them with some great value at the end of the night when they're out with you.
One of my favorite tricks is, and we were just talking about this before, of trying to change up the dinner time. So it's almost like tricking them. You have dinner earlier, and they will sometimes trigger on for a little bit. Why is it so light or anything like that? But at the end of the day, you have dinner earlier, so you begin that cycle of getting to bed earlier.
Yes.
And albeit they might still muck around and still take long to get to bed, but you've already got a bit of time from the front end that you can then apply, which allows them to just have a bit of earlier time in getting to bed and maybe resting and being restless, but then eventually getting to bed at a better time than what they would if they were mucking around.
It's true. And it's really hard I must say, in Australia at the moment, we've got daylight savings, it's summer. So it's really, really hard to go, okay, we're going to have dinner. And they're all old enough to know, Mum, it's only 5:30, don't be ridiculous. But I often take the opportunity when Dan's working late or not coming home, or if he's got meetings or doing something else, to feed the kids early if we can, if we're not out at sport. And then by the time Dan gets home, we can, we've already started that process, and Dan just inserts himself into that, or he doesn't, because it's really annoying when he does do that, but can be. So,
the kids love
it. They really do, but I do not. So getting into those good routines of, doing things and identifying triggers of tiredness, identifying things that work for your family. So having that rest time to prepare for things, having power naps, going to bed early, really prioritizing that rest is really, really important. And that's the way we do it in our house.
And then, of course, holidays and breaks are the best way to even enhance that further, isn't it? So
it is for us, but the kids not so much. But the power of a trip away to rest and relax your body. And it's not just sleeping that we have to point out. It's not just sleeping that provides us with rest. It's other ways of resting as well. Reading a book, stopping our body, turning off our screens, disconnecting from the world, having quiet time. Often we say to the kids, go and play quietly in your room. You can play quietly in your room, but don't come out of your room. This isn't an interaction time. This is everyone needs their own space time.
Absolutely. Really gets a bit more of that equilibrium or rhythm back, doesn't it?
Very much so. Very much so.
Well, hopefully there's some helpful tips that work for our family, and I'm sure you've got many more and some ones that you can use and try out there. Keep embracing the crazy and enjoying the ride. Thanks for all the feedback and input. We look forward to talking to you more.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.